Why do good things seem to always happen to cold-hearted people? Why do they seem to be the ones that always come out on top?
No permission needed.
What's up, my free-thinking comrades? And welcome to another episode of One Chick Army. I'm your host, De'Ara Lewis. The other day, I got a very disturbing email from a young girl who was very upset because she feels like she's being targeted by her friends and some of her family members for basically being an individual, for marching to her own drummer. To make matters worse, she said she felt very alone because no matter what they did to her, how they violated her, embarrassed her, it seemed like there were never any consequences. They seemed to have all the friends and all the fun. This email really pulled at my heartstrings because I know exactly how she feels. I've been there. Nobody likes to be targeted or bullied for being human and making mistakes. And I've dealt with my fair share of these very simple, slimy assholes. Trust me, it's no fun being on the receiving end of their deceit and rage, negative projections and con games. And what's even worse is when you feel like there's nothing that you can do in that moment to defend yourself or get back what was taken, whether that be money, pride, friends, or family. It's like these assholes are perfect. It can be even more disturbing when your mind starts to wonder and you find yourself asking, why did they single me out? Out of all the people in the world, why are they picking on me? And let me tell you, that question can chip away at your confidence very, very quickly. I was always a very outspoken, creative, out-of-the-box type thinker. I questioned everything. When people were rushing to the front door, I always looked to see was there a side door or a back door I could get into. And that's just how I was, just how I was built. And as a result, I often got teased, targeted, and bullied. Some of these bullies were just outright bullies. They weren't trying to hide it. They didn't like me because they thought I was different, and they were very honest about it. Don't take this ass whooping personally. I just don't feel very good about myself, and your ambition makes me feel incredibly insecure. So thank you, you honest bully you. But others were more conniving and sneaky about it. They wouldn't come out and say that they felt threatened or jealous or insecure. They do things like make sarcastic and snide remarks and then quickly cover them up with laughter. They often had a critique that was in my best interest. But when they would open their mouths and start talking, none of it would make any damn sense. When I made a mistake, they would blow it up, make it 10 times worse than what it was. And they would blatantly play favorites between me and my sisters. You're the pretty sister. You're the smart sister. You're the talented sister. It's like they lived to make my life a miserable hell. And I found myself asking, how is it that they have all of these friends and that they're so popular, and at the same time, they're so goddamn cruel? I finally concluded that it must have been something about me, that they were probably Mother Teresa to everyone else. However, it was something about me that they didn't like that invoked this bullish, irrational rage. However, I soon started to notice that other people would come to me about similar experiences they had with these people. And over the years, I started to study the patterns of bullies and perpetrators. And that's when I discovered there is no such thing as an exclusive asshole. Most assholes and bullies are pretty universal about it, even the ones who appear to have all the friends. I've been working with an amazing facilitator for quite some time who has really helped me heal a lot of the trauma I experienced through childhood. And I remember one day I asked him, why does it seem like all the cruel, evil people get the biggest rewards and the biggest payoffs in life? Why does it seem like the more virtuous you are and the more of a good heart and a good spirit you have, you get the short end of the stick? And it seems like evil always wins. He gave me an awesome perspective that I actually use to this day. Here on planet Earth, the laws of physics are neutral, and the laws don't care if you're Gandhi or Ted Bundy. If you throw up a ball, it'll come down. If you push that ball, it will move. The laws of physics don't care who you are or what you've done. The outcomes will always be the same. This applies to every being on the planet. If you do certain things, go to college, work hard, network, there are certain things that are going to happen for you because you put in the work. Hell, you may become the CEO of a national corporation, win the Pulitzer if you write a great book. The business of doing, however, does not determine the business of being, meaning what you do does not inherently determine who you are. Yet, there are certain things that you do that are more spiritual physics applies to. And no matter what it looks like on the outside, there are certain truths that will remain steadfast. For example, if you keep fucking people over, eventually it's going to come back on you. And this doesn't have anything to necessarily do with karma in the mystical sense, but more so cause and effect and probability. Two very practical principles. So I'm saying all that to say this. Those people who picked on me because they were jealous and insecure and whatever else was going on in their small, broken ass minds, they weren't just like that with me. They were like that with most people. Now, bullies may bully to different degrees and levels depending on who the person is. If it's somebody in authority or somebody who has a strong sense of self, they may be a little bit more subtle about it. But like I said, assholes, bullies, perpetrators, whatever you want to call them, they rarely exist in a vacuum. And as far as all of these so-called friends that these bullies have, think about the kind of people they must be. And seriously, would you really want to be friends with somebody who constantly shits on you, takes shots at you, but they're always just playing, turn things around on you, lie on you, manipulate, never admit fault? They constantly need to be adored and praised and everything, but they can never give it back to you? Do you really want to be friends with somebody like that? Those friends more than likely have a very, very low opinion of themselves and are in deep need of approval and acceptance by any way that they can get it. Now, think about these bullies, these perpetrators who are always fucking with you, and they have all of these friends. I bet you their friendship circle is a revolving door. And people who have a strong sense of self, and I talk about self a lot, and there's a reason to that, but people who have a strong sense of self and who are sure and who are confident or who are just now starting to wake up, typically don't go for that shit. So really, would you want to be in either of their shoes? And don't compare your insides to someone else's outsides. You have no idea what they've gone through to make things appear the way that they appear. Live your life and choose your company wisely. If you constantly find yourself having to kiss somebody's ass and allow them to treat you any kind of way and mentally and physically abuse you while masking it as friendship, I strongly urge you to reevaluate that relationship. True friendships and relationships are based on accountability, integrity, honesty, and trust. Know your worth. That's all I have to say about that. So now it's time to chat. Topic question: have you ever compromised yourself to be included? And what did you do to get out of it? I want to know your thoughts, so post below. You can also chat with me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and OneChickArmy.com. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Once again, that is how we keep in touch. When I upload a video, once you subscribe, you'll get a notification. And that's how this works. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate the support. I appreciate you guys' feedback. If you have any topics that you want me to discuss, just hit me up and let me know. And that's it. This is De'Ara. This is One Chick Army. Over and out.